Hey everyone, Phil at QB Dent Free. Today we're looking at some dents on the door of this Infinity. The damage is quite shallow, but there is a little bit of it there. First things first, have a good look at the damage, study it, figure out exactly what our approach is going to be for the repair. The most obvious part of the damage here is this big, round, curved, shallow little impression there. The edges of that dent, the way it's impressed into the metal, that tells me there's sound deadener behind there. It's going to be difficult to push through that sound deadener. We're going to end up marking it, making a bit of a mess of it. So first approach here might be to stick a couple of tabs on there. We have some of those Kiko curved tabs that are going to follow that damage right around. That'll probably get us really close to a finished result on this one. And then as we move forward through the damage, a very, very shallow impression in the middle here. Maybe a little wet pull might move the bulk of that. And almost forgot, we've also got this high spot up top here. That's probably where the initial impact from down here has bent some of the skin around this internal brace. And then we also actually have a little bit hard to spot. I'll put the light in the right spot and you'll be able to see it. We've got this large shallow crown around underneath here. Choose a glue tab that fits just inside of that damage. And just coat that tab with a nice little bit of glue so that when I push it on there lightly, we get nice even squeeze out all the way around the panel. Oh, sorry, all the way around the tab. I'll give it just a second to set and I can pull out nice and quickly with the mini lifter. That's going to pull way too hard, so I'll release that off the panel with another spray of isopropyl. And that's come up really nicely, easy as that, one single pull. A little bit of detail work if we want to clean that up. Quick little reset. I started this video a little bit late in the day, so it's now the following morning. What I'm going to start on this morning is diving on the crown. Hey, Chips, it's quite noisy. Thank you. We'll start by knocking down the crown, down the bottom of the door here. Then we'll get some of the curved crease tabs out. We'll just sit the tab on there and see what's the biggest one I can use that's going to follow that contour. So if I go to the biggest one I've got here, I'll just sit that on the dent and say, all right, that's not a bad fit, but if I match it as well as I can, just at the extremities there, it does taper outside of the curve there. So a good fit, but not quite. Step down one size, and we sit that on there. Line the top up with the top of the curve, run that down to the end of the tab, and that follows that profile really nicely. So this here is a brilliant option. Then we step down another size just to check. Yes, that does follow the curve nicely as well. If we use the largest tab that we can there, we're going to just move the biggest chunk of metal. We're just going to move it all as quickly and cleanly as we can, rather than downsizing. This will get it done. It's just maybe going to take a couple of extra pulls to do it. And obviously more pulls means more chance to make a mistake. So picking the correct tab, going to match the contour, match the size of that dent as well as we can. That's going to shortcut the repair process. Apply a nice even coating of that glue onto the tab. We're using tab weld on this one. And then being careful that we are applying that directly into the center of the crease there. Just a little bit of pressure. This door's got quite a curve to it. So I'm pushing on the outside of the tab here to try and just help conform that tab to the curve. Little squeeze on the mini lifter, that should be enough to move some metal. That's pulled quite a sharp high, a little bit more than maybe what I wanted, but nothing a little bit of knockdown work can't clean up. The radius of this curve is actually a little bit tighter down this bottom end, so I'm going to go down another size and repeat the process just as we did before for that lower section. Apply a nice bead of glue to that tab. Make sure we're hitting the center of that crease. been on there too long now. I think that will have set a little bit harder than I want it to. So I'm going to come in with a heat gun, just put a little bit of heat back into the panel, a little bit of warmth. That'll make sure our tab weld glue doesn't get too brittle. Still pulls plenty strong, but it's just going to make it easy to clean. Once again, many small taps, don't try and belt it all in one hit. Alright, even on the other camera here, that looks really good. So I'm going to cross-check, reset, make sure there's no funny angle stuff going on from the other direction. Give it its last little tidy up and this thing's just about ready to go. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's coming down pretty hard. I assume you can hear it because it's loud in here. Cross-check now, so I've spun around that 180 degrees. Going to be able to work this dent from a different direction. Huge benefit to doing this. You can now see these really large crowns. We couldn't see them at all from the other direction. So we can see these very, very large crowns. These are going to be playing a big role in how the steel moves just above them there. So the first thing I need to do here is address these crowns. That rain's just even getting heavier and louder. I don't know if you can hear me at all. That's just about it for me on this one. We've talked about the glue pulling process, a couple of different styles of pulls there. We've used some of those curved tabs, talked about how we're going to match the tab you use to the type of damage you're dealing with. And we've managed to get this infinity door dead straight again. Haven't even had to remove the trim from the inside in the end there. Haven't had to disturb the sound deadener on the back of the panel there. This really is just the way to go. If you're looking at getting dents repaired out of your car, get in touch, let us know how we can help. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. I do have a few more in the works. Looking forward to seeing where I can take this. We'll see you on the next one.